Assalamu Alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Solis, your brother in Islam. I'm back again from Brooklyn, New York, saying hello. How are you guys doing? Happy New Year to everybody. It's now February 2013, and I got some stuff to talk about again. In my last video, I addressed how my view on women changed, and in this video, I will address a Muslim Christmas. So this was my first Muslim Christmas. First time I was a Muslim during Christmas, during New Year's. Last Christmas and New Year's, I was still, fixing myself, how to behave on Christmas, and removing myself from drinking and, partying and that stuff. And this year, I'm a whole actual Muslim. I took my Shahada, and this was the first time that I had to experience Christmas as a Muslim. And it was a pretty interesting experience. So Christmas comes around, and my mom and her friends, they get together, and in like Mexican, South American, I don't know if all South Americans do it or Latin Americans, but I know Mexicans do something called posadas. So during Christmas season and leading up to Christmas, they get together and start they get together and start singing songs of praise to baby Jesus. Peace be upon Jesus, the prophet of Allah. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, man, even when I was younger, I really wasn't that into it. People would come over my house and they'd do their posada, they'd sing stuff. And for little kids, actually for everybody, they give away little bags of goodies. So the whole time you're having like your little bags of goodies. So I'd wait for them to give away the bags of goodies. I'd grab them and then go into my room as a kid. And then obviously I stopped practicing pretty much as a Christian. I don't think I ever practiced as a Catholic Christian. But then I grew up and I strayed away from religion in general. Not to veer off too much from the topic, but to get back to the topic, I was in my mom's house, so everyone starts singing their songs of praise, and I'm like, yeah, okay. So I remove myself and I go into another room, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm just like, and everybody's in the other room, and they're, I hear them doing this song, hear them singing, and I'm just like, cool, all right. And it's my mom's friends from church, so all her church friends are there. My mom's really active in her church, so they all get together and they decided to do Christmas at my mom's house this year. So I was there. My friends and my family were there, and not friends and family, but a lot of my family was. I was sitting there like, yeah. So yeah. So I waited for them to finish, and then I walked back into the living room where everybody was, and then I was like, hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. I walked in and I was sitting there, had food because at my mom's house there's always wonderful food. Shout out to the brothers that came by to my mom's house a couple of weeks ago. And so I'm sitting down eating like normal. And I'm surprised nobody asked me about being a Muslim and stuff like that. I guess they knew because I walked back into my room, walked back into the living room, and I was eating. But like I was expecting to be bombarded with questions and such, but like no one really asked me anything. So I was like, all right, cool. It's not so bad. And then after dinner, they start singing again, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back into the room. So I go back into the room by myself, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh man, what do I do? Like I was kind of like, I don't want to say lonely. I felt out of place, which is a little weird because it's my mom's house, and I'm never out of place at my mom's house. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh man, this is an adjustment period. And I was like, no, it's just the life I choose to lead. It's the guide. It wasn't so it didn't hurt. It was just kind of like, whoa, this is what it's gonna be like. And then I started to think, and I was like, well, what's gonna happen in the future with my children and my wife, whoever she may be, or wives. Just kidding. I only want one wife. I'm kidding. But yeah, like I wonder how that's gonna be an interesting transition. Like how I'm going to address it with my children, how to talk to my children about it, um, Can they get Christmas gifts? Can they not? Do they give grandma gifts? Do they not? Do I give my mom gifts? Do I receive gifts? This year, I didn't receive gifts. I was asking people not to give me stuff. Not like, I don't feel that it would have been right to receive a gift because I'm not really celebrating it for the essence of it. You know, I'm not celebrating. I would feel wrong to receive a gift if I don't celebrate something. But that's me. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. Once again, these are all just my thoughts and my personal, just my personal thoughts and my personal stance on things. So I'm sitting there and I'm back in the room, and all these things are going through my head. Like, what do I do in the future? Like, is this what's gonna happen? Do I bring my children over? Do I not bring my children over to my mother's house during Christmas? Now, I really, really, really want my children to see my mother and my other family, wherever I may spend Christmas with them. I may not, but I would really want them to see my mom and my family very happy, very festive, very loving. And that's the atmosphere around Christmas with my family. Everybody's very, very loving and caring and genuinely just having a good time. But uh, I don't know how to how I'm gonna maneuver that. Inshallah, everything turns out fine, and nobody's in my family's going to look at us in any way, shape, or form. But I just don't want my children or my wife or whoever to get confused as to what's right or what's wrong. And I certainly want my kids to see. I don't have any kids, by the way, but I'm saying my kids in the future. I certainly would like them to see how it is that my family behaves during this time, and how joyful and how happy their grandmother is, and how happy the atmosphere is. But I have to figure out how to tell them, well, we don't celebrate Christmas, but we're going to grandma's house to say hello. No? Or is that right or is that wrong? I don't know. I obviously my house is not going to be a Christmas tree and stuff and such. We're not going to exchange gifts on Christmas. We're not going to do stuff like that. But I have to figure out a way, like I said, to keep relations with my family, because my family is the most important thing in the world besides God. God is first, my family is second. Basketball and getting money is third and fourth, in case you guys don't know. But that was the Christmas, and I walked away from Christmas with more questions than I did anything else. Like, wow, what's gonna happen in the future? Like, that was pretty much my main concern. Like, how am I going to address this with my children? Are my children going to see their grandma during Christmas? They're not. I think that they will. I'll go back and forth, and inshallah, my wife is caring enough to really like understand my dilemma, or maybe she's a revert too, and she'll really understand the dilemma. Like, that would be really cool. But I know that's something that I always have to keep in mind. And then New Year's came. So Christmas was over, and like I said, I just had questions more than anything, putting myself in the shoes of when I'm a married man and with children, inshallah. But I guess I have a few more Christmases to think about that. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Allah knows best when and who He's gonna give me a way to, or give me, when He's gonna give me children. But that's something to always think about. I think something to analyze, and maybe some brothers out there have brothers that you guys, if you guys have went through this experience, if you guys are reverts and converts out there, and you guys have been so for a while, please feel free to reach out and like send me a note or something. Like, if you have any kind of advice, please do so. I would really appreciate that. Alhamdulillah, jazakallah khair for that. So then New Year's came, and New Year's is like party central, like super duper party central with my family. So I walked out and I was like, man, am I gonna go out? And I was like, I have to see my family. Like, I have to. I will never walk away from seeing my family. I just can't do that. Like, especially because I miss them. I don't get to see them as much as I would like to. And then when I know that they're all like in a place under one roof together for like a few hours, I'm not gonna walk away from that. Now they drink, they smoke, they party, they you know they don't find anything wrong with it. Of course, they find something wrong with being an alcoholic, with doing drugs and stuff like that. But to them, like when they party, they drink. It just goes together to my friends and family. So I went, and I won't drink. That was never an issue. And like I just found myself having a ball. It's having such a good time. I went to my cousin Beto's house. Shout out to my cousin Beto, my cousin Mario. You guys are amazing. I didn't even know my cousin Mario watches my videos, but shout out to my cousin Mario, man. You're a good dude. Really happy about that. And I'm at my cousin's house and I see everybody and I'm like, man, I haven't seen these dudes in a while. And then like they were sitting there like, yo, it's not tough for you not to have a drink. And I'm not gonna lie, some days it's tough when like in certain atmospheres, days, you have good days, you have bad days. Some things are tougher to stay away from, some things aren't. But alhamdulillah, I haven't had a drink since April, I believe, April or May. And it's now January. No, it's February 10th. So I'm approaching about a year since I have had a drink. I mean, I was never an alcoholic, but I did like to party and dance and have fun. So, and I'm sitting there. I'm at my cousin's house, no drinking, having fun, taking pictures, acting dumb. And I was still having fun, still taking pictures, still acting dumb. And to everybody out there who may be thinking about converting to Islam and, oh, I'm not going to have no fun, I'm not going to be able to party. Nah, man, you can still have fun. Fun comes no matter what you do, where you go. Everybody in this world has fun. The question is what you do while you're having fun. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever believe that, like, you're going to lead another lifestyle and fun goes away. No, fun goes wherever you go. Be careful what you do when you're having fun, though. Be careful what you choose to call fun. That would be my word of advice. But never believe that because you're a Muslim or because you choose a strict way of life or because you choose another lifestyle that you're going to stop having fun. That is ridiculousness. I have a ton of fun. I'm a humongous clown. And for anybody that knows me, they know that I clown and I laugh and I giggle. And no matter where I am, we can all smile together no matter what we're doing. So yeah, so I'm in the room and everybody's partying, everyone's dancing, everyone's drinking, and one of my cousins like, "Yo, you're not gonna drink?" I'm like, "No, man." Cool. They're like, "And it's not hard." I'm like, "Nah, it's not. It's not." That New Year's, it was harder. Was it impossible? No. Did I think about drinking? No, but it was hard not to. Is But after a while, I'm just like, why play? Why tamper with something so beautiful? Like my hap- I tripped out a couple of weeks about how happy I was. I looked at a picture of myself. I was posting a picture on Instagram, and before I posted it, you know how it says you go through the filters and stuff. And I looked at the picture and I was like, wow, you're really happy. Like you're really, really happy. I didn't even recognize myself. That's how happy I was. The kid in the picture is not like the kid that I knew. The man in the picture is not the same man that I used to be. And I'm like, why would you play with that happiness? It's insane to believe that I didn't even recognize myself how happy I could be. Like I didn't know you could be this happy. There's no this. It bugged me out to the point where it's like I started crying. I was like, oh my god. Like I was just so grateful. I was so grateful to God. I was grateful to my lifestyle. I was proud of myself. And I have a lot of moments where I'm proud of myself a lot more now. I can genuinely be like, yo, Jose, I'm proud of you, dog. Like, and I say it to myself, I'm happy that I'm proud of myself. I'm happy that the man in the mirror doesn't embarrass me anymore. I'm happy for a lot. So whenever I feel like I may make a wrong decision or a bad move, like I think that I may be gambling with my happiness, and I don't want to do that. I definitely, certainly, never ever want to tamper with my happiness. So all those thoughts go through my mind sometimes. So I'm back at the party, let's rewind back. And I'm back at the party with my cousins and stuff. And after a while, they're just like, Jose's not gonna drink, so whatever. Have fun. Like, I still had fun. I still had a ball. My smile is still like that big in my New Year's photos, and I was just happy. And I didn't need to have a single sip of liquor. I need to haram, and nah, man. Some people might be like, but you were around haram, you know what I mean? But like, true, I was around haram, and I shouldn't be around haram. Now I understand that, but like, that's my family. Like, uh, that's my family. Like, I'll never leave my family anywhere in no way, shape, or form. I'm a Muslim, and I have enough faith in God to know that like, when I walk with God, I'm okay, and I can be anywhere, you know. But I'm not foolish enough to believe that I can go to a club every weekend and not fall and not fall. Like, that's retarded. That's foolish. But occasionally, if it's somebody's birthday, if it's somebody's graduation party, if it's somebody's shout out to Anna Lee. Hi Anna Lee, you're a cop now. I went to her graduation party. Some of my friends went out, and I went like there's just things that I can't miss and I won't miss. And I'll just pray that like when I'm in a certain situation that I make the right decisions and the right moves. And alhamdulillah, I've been good, man. I haven't had a drink. Just some days it's easier, some days it's harder. But like, through the grace of God, it'll been he's got me. And like I was saying, it's just partying. It's not for me anymore. But sometimes I'm gonna go see my friends and family, like regardless, no matter where they're at. Like, I'm not gonna miss certain things, like weddings and stuff like that. Pretty much my entire world is non-Muslim, but my brothers in Islam, like I hang out in the masjid. But before, like my entire world was completely different. Like sometimes I feel like I woke up in a different universe. But the only thing I know to be true is that in this universe, God has me, so that's fine. Do anything, anywhere. Cool. I walk with God. So, like I said, I'm not crazy enough to believe that like hanging around haram is okay. But certain instances I have to go, and I'm gonna face it. I'm gonna face it. Let's just be real. Like in New York City, it's not like living in Saudi. You're gonna have to face certain things more often. The fitna is real in New York City. Like in the summertime, it's crazy out here. Like there's parties everywhere. There's women everywhere. But like you can't hide from everything. You can't. I can't just stay in a cave. Sometimes you gotta face the fitness. You gotta face them head on. And because of my circumstances with my family and friends, I'm gonna be in situations where there's gonna be haram around, but it's on me at the end of the day whether or not I choose to do it. So alhamdulillah, like I've been strong, and I'm gonna keep fighting. And it's always a struggle. I realize that no matter what happens, I'm always gonna be struggling with something, and that's the good struggle. Is the I don't mind struggling. It's fighting for a cause. I'm fighting for a reason now. And yeah, I went on about partying, and that was that. I'm back home. I fell asleep. I woke up without a hangover, and it's beautiful. Everything about this, my new life, is beautiful. So that was a Muslim's holiday, a Muslim Christmas, and yeah. Salam Alaikum. Once again, Jazakallah here, everybody, for the support, the messages, the emails, the tokens. I hear that like I'm an imam boost. That's really cool, man. That's all I do this for. If I can help one person out there, say, yo, Jose's video helped me out today. If I can help one, one time, I would make 1,000,000 of these videos just to for one time, help one person stay away from something that they don't want to do, or just I'll make you smile. That's cool too. But if I don't, feel free to let me know too, man. But Assalamu alaikum from your brother Jose Luis Solis Torres. Shout out to everybody. and appreciate you guys. Have a nice night, and I have to make these videos more often, so inshallah, you guys hear from me soon. Assalamu alaikum.